You guys are all just incredible athletes and, more importantly, great people. So you guys deserve this. So for my speech, first and foremost, I just want to give thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I don't know where I'd be without Him, but he probably would not be here. So when I was a kid, I spent many days throughout the year attending basketball and baseball camps at the high school, and many times I would walk past the Wall of Fame just outside the fieldhouse doors. As a kid, I always looked with awe at the pictures of the legendary athletes that once walked the halls of Grayslake Central, and put simply, I wanted to be up there one day. Of course, back then I always imagined it would be in either baseball, basketball, or football, but me and Ed, running my freshman year of high school, after the first day of track practice, I remember asking one of the coaches, I think it was Coach Pitt actually, I asked him what it would take for me to make the Wall of Fame. And I think he responded by saying, "Well, Will, it's pretty simple. You run fast and you turn left." Simple enough. Well, throughout my freshman year of high school, I had more than exceeded expectations as I won the AAU National Championship in cross country, made first team All-State on the track, and set a few records along the way. Needless to say, after my freshman year, I was all but a lock to make the Wall of Fame, earn a D1 scholarship, and hopefully run at a professional level, or at least I thought so. Going into my sophomore year, I was diagnosed with dead bone material in my fifth metatarsal of my left foot, which sidelined me for about 5 months. I was cleared to run again in late October of my sophomore year, but after a few weeks of training, I suffered a stress reaction in my hip, and I was put on the shelf for another 2 months. I came back again in February of my sophomore year, and with only a few weeks of training under my belt, I won the 2 mile at our first indoor meet, and one of the fastest times in Illinois at that time. After almost 10 months of bad luck, I felt like I was finally back on track, no pun intended. The next day was the intramural basketball Final Four. Despite Coach Chantella and Coach Pitt telling me not to play, I decided to defy their wishes, and it turns out that coaches know best. That night I suffered a spiral fracture in my right tibia with multiple breaks running through my ankle. My leg was pretty much shattered. I still remember being able to move parts of my shin bone around underneath my skin. Orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine doctors told me that my days of competitive running were over. All my talent was going to waste away before I even turned 16 years old. I remember coming home from the hospital and seeing my parents, brothers, sister, and grandparents just crying, and that really broke me. They knew how much running meant to me and how much talent I had, and that it would take a miracle for me to return. Those were tough times. Coming to school in a wheelchair, unable to take showers, high on Vicodin, as the rest of my competition was only getting faster and faster. I started to accept that my greatest days of running were behind me. One night, Coach Pitt and Coach Chantella came to my house, and they gave me a bracelet that just said one word: strength. And well, what do you know? Still have that bracelet to this day. To Coach Pitt and Coach Chantella, thank you for continuing to believe in me when everyone else around the state had written me off. I was proud not only to run for Grayslake Central, but also to run for you guys. Honestly, every time I told that line, I just wanted to make you guys proud. Another day, I received a text from my dad, and it's just one of those texts that you hold on to forever. He said, "The enemy wants you to think it's over for you. He wants to rob you of your future blessing and joy. If Joseph had believed this during his trials, he never would have become vice pharaoh of Egypt to save all his people." Will, I've seen the way you attack life, and so I know your greatest days of running are still ahead of you. Dad, I don't know if I ever got the chance to say thank you for that text, but I'm saying it now because it meant the world to me. And Also, of course, I can't forget to mention the real MVP, my mom. Thank you for waking up in the middle of the night to give me more pain medication, for driving me to all my doctor's appointments, and for wiggling my toes when my foot would fall asleep in my cast. Moms really are the best. I can't remember exactly when this occurred, but one day at school, as I sat there in my wheelchair, I told myself that while doctors may be able to measure every minute detail of my leg, what they can't measure is my character and my desire. I decided then that I was just going to prove them wrong, plain and simple. Later that season, I watched on the sidelines as my team took second at conference, losing by a few points, and then second at sectionals, only losing by a single point, if I'm not mistaken. Knowing full well that had I been healthy, we would have won those championships, it only made me more angry and hungrier to come back and help my teammates. With the help of our awesome athletic trainer, Glenn, and the world's greatest physical therapist, Teresa Beckman, I attacked physical therapy, often doubling and tripling the sets and exercise times. I wanted so badly to come back and prove people wrong. Early on in my junior year, I remember working with Teresa Beckman as she taught me how to walk again with my right leg. And finally, after countless hours of rehabbing, biking, swimming, lifting, you name it, I was clear to start training again with my senior year approaching. Every single day I came to practice early and always stayed late to put in more work. Most nights after finishing my homework, I would return to the track and run myself through another practice. I know you're shaking your head at that one. Dad, you were right when you said my best days were still ahead of me. I came back faster, stronger, and tougher. I had a new mental edge, a new appreciation for the sport that my opponents just couldn't match. But more importantly, I came back a much better person. One group of people I haven't had the chance to thank yet are my old Central teammates. I know I have two of them with me, Tim Burks and Ryan Seifert. I know I'm terrible about staying in touch with people, but something I truly believe is that when you have a solid friendship forged in the fight of brutal workouts and real long runs, that friendship is meant to last a lifetime. For me, what I miss most about being a Rad has nothing to do with my accomplishments. What I miss are the team pasta parties, goofing off in the locker room, and just being with the boys. So thank you so much for making my high school experience so special. And lastly, I just want to say thank you to the entire town of Grayslake. I wouldn't trade this place or my childhood for anything in the world. No matter where I go, this place will always be home to me. So in closing, as I stand up here today, I think about that little boy who I mentioned earlier, who dreamt of making the Wall of Fame one day. He had no idea what was coming, the grueling training, the injuries, the blood, sweat, and tears. That kid was never the most talented boy in gym class, but he always tried the hardest. He knew that, in the end, nothing could take the place of perseverance. Furthermore, he had a loving family, motivating coaches, incredible teammates, and the best high school a kid could ever ask for. I feel so blessed, thankful, and honored to be inducted into the Grayslake Central Wall of Fame. Thank you so much, everyone.